Hello, good evening. Welcome to News Tonight with me, Nana Aba Anamwa.
And my name is Kwekutemen. You can trust that tonight we'll cover the entire nation, bringing you up to speed on all the latest happenings. Before we take every bit of those details, let's get to our headlines.
Testing the Bugri-Otigo fight, well, the elephants are fighting, so that tussle is deepening. And tonight we'll bring you the latest details.
Right, so we want to bring you up to speed on what is happening to some of the unposted nurses. Quite recently, they stood up for their rights. So we'll tonight be bringing you some more updates on exactly what is happening.
Well, tonight we'll also be bringing you other stories on News Tonight, so be sure to stay with us. We have more coming your way in the next hour. Our first story is coming up for Insight. All right, now first story, let's go straight to the Ministry of Health to see exactly what happened after hours of negotiations. The Ministry of Health managed to get the unposted bonded allied health professional nurses to agree to go home. The nurses had planned to pass the night at the Ministry of Health until postings were effected. Now, albeit after much convincing, the nurses have agreed to return in a week's time if the postings are not effected by then.
We decided not to go because we've realized that the trust we had with the ministry was betrayed. So we find it difficult for us to believe any word they utter to us. When we met the PRO, the PRO of the Ministry of Health, he was pushing us to the angle of faith, telling us that we should have faith for our clearance is going to be released. That didn't go on well for us. But in the process, the Deputy Minister of Health, Honorable Tina Mensah, with the Chief Director of the Ministry of Health, set in. And then they came to give us an assurance that we should give them up to a week. That is today being Monday, today's week. And we are going to see our clearance being released. So for now, not that we have put an end to our picketing, but rather we have suspended our intention of picketing for now until Monday. So if by Monday leadership does not receive any positive response from the ministry, then our what we started will still continue. The final processing has to do with the appointment letter. So when the clearance is released, we'll be very happy, we'll be very happy that the clearance is being released, but we'll still make follow-up until we get that of our appointment letters and then our places of work.
So we'll still stay with the nurses as we bring you up to speed on some latest happenings. Now, the Ministry of Health has pleaded with the unposted bonded allied nurses, professional graduates picketing at the ministry to call off their protest, assuring them jobs by August this year. Now, however, they were not convinced enough for the nurses who threatened to pass the night at the ministry. Well, earlier today, the nurses told GHOne News their actions has become necessary because the ministry failed to respond to their petition a month ago.
The action by the group follows a similar one by unemployed bonded diploma nurses who received clearance from the Finance Ministry after picketing the Health Ministry over government's failure to employ them over a year after they completed their academic programs. The allied health professionals comprising graduates of the College of Health in Kintampo and the School of Dispensing Optics in Oyoko, say their protest has become necessary because all previous attempts to get government to post them to health facilities have proven futile. Speaking to GHOne News, Solomon Yebua, the president of the group, says they will adhere to any negotiations and have lost faith in the government and ministry.
Just on the 4th, last week Thursday, the clearance was released of over 4,000. We came to check, our names were not part. Meanwhile, when the nurses were picketing over here, myself and my executives were with the director in his office, trying to trash out things. And he still gave us an assurance that when the clearance comes, we'll be part. Now it came and went in part.
Leaders of the group were met by the PRO of the Ministry of Health, Robert Kujo, who pleaded with the nurses to disperse. He also assured all the nurses will be posted by August this year.
I am personally taking the matter up, going to follow up on a daily basis to ensure that the release is, or the clearance is given. So I will urge the leadership, the president and his able assistant to talk to their brothers and sisters to end their picketing.
Deputy Minister of Health, Tina Mensah, reiterated that government is committed to resolving the matter.
It is not that we have left you out. We were clearing it bit by bit. It is your time now. It shan't be long, I am assuring you, like I did to the other group. It shan't be long because it's a headache on the ministry itself. And we want to clear that. So I am assuring you that you exercise patience. Give us up to next week.
But the nurses were unimpressed.
Every day they give us these crook stories. This is not the first time we've been here. Last year we were here. Last 2 years we were here. So as for this time, we are not going. As for today, I'm not leaving.
If the nurses were able to do this and give it 2 weeks, and less than that it came, we can be done the same thing. And even our number is a few, just 400. And nurses are 4,000. Then you took only 2 weeks to give them clearance, and we therefore we can't just take one week to give us clearance.
We completed school since last year. Why? I have 8 siblings. I'm the firstborn. They all went for loan to support me so that I too will come and help my family. What should we do again? Why are we deserving all these things? We are not living here.
All right, so we'll be taking you to the grounds where we'll bring you up to speed on exactly what is happening as some nurses have defied the agreement reached with the Ministry of Health. Nurses who have been at the ministry since morning plan to spend the night there. Ernest Latte is an EIB correspondent. He's joined me on the line. And now, well, thank you very much for joining us, Ernest. We're picking signals that, well, some of the nurses on your Sponge and the like say they are defying all the odds and they are staying there despite the agreement reached. What can you tell us?
Hello, Kwekutime. I'm coming to you live from the Ministry of Health, where right now some group of the unposted nurses are still hanging around because they say they are not convinced about the deputy minister's statement that they should go and come back in 1 week time for them to be cleared. All that they are seeking now is that they want to see an indication from the ministry that they have been cleared to be posted to the various health institutions to start working, and until they see that, they are not living here. So as you can see behind me, I have a few of them who are not asleep yet. Majority of them are asleep, but I can tell you that the number has significantly reduced because those from the University of Allied Health Science have gone and those from the private nurses have gone. Those here are the community health nurses and the health assistant. But let me get interactive with them and find out why they are not convinced by the minister's statement. Hello. Yeah, hi. Why have you decided to stay on when the minister has said that you should give him 1 week to address your grievances?
Thank you. This is not the first time the minister is saying such a thing to us. We've been here for a couple of times, and sometimes they can even tell us 3 days, 2 days. This is not the time that they should tell us for us to understand how things are going. It's very critical now. We are losing it. We can't stay even for 3 days without clearance. We need a clearance now. just today and tomorrow. We need a clearance. The 1 week, if you go and come, they will tell you the same old story every day that we should wait and reassure. We are tired of it. So now we are not going to buy the 1 week again. Since some people came to sleep here, and within a day to 2 days, they gave them clearance. That means we have to also stay here. Even if you have to stay here for 2 weeks, we will stay here and sleep here for 2 weeks for them to give us our clearance. So that 1 week that the woman told us, we are not going to buy it. We are not buying that. We will stay here.
But do you think that you staying here will make any difference? Because majority of your colleagues have left, and those of you here are only a handful.
Yeah, those that left, they are allied professionals, but we are health assistant clinicals and community health nurses. It's different thing altogether. Today we came here, it was a joint petition. It's different thing altogether. They are gone, but we are not gone because we are not convinced. We are not convinced at all. Maybe the number of times we've made our follow-ups, it doesn't tally with yes. So maybe they will understand some things and leave. But as far as how we've just suffered, and our pins are even in, of which the pins will expire this November, and we have to go and pay money to renew the pins. If you look at those critical conditions, I think we don't have to go. We don't have to go. We have to stay. Even if they are not going to stay here, we will not let them. Class, we will stay here. We prefer to stay here than to go to the house.
All right, let me talk to this lady and find out how the clearance has really affected her personally.
It has really affected me a lot. Sometimes I have to go to my mother for money, and she'll be telling me, even my kid sister is now working, and I'm coming back to her for money. Since previous times I've been asking her for school fees, a huge sum of school fees, and now I'm even coming back for her to feed me again. It's never possible. So we are staying here until they give us clearance. If no clearance, we will not go.
All right. Okay, Kweku, just for you to appreciate the difficulty that these young ladies are going through for their grievances to be heard, I just wanted to take you around for you to see. Some of them are sleeping. They are ignoring the biting weather condition and the mosquito bites, and they are still sleeping here. I want to take you to the other side where majority of them are sleeping. And so come with me just for a moment. I just want to show you something. Look at the way they are sleeping. This is just one of them. Majority of them are in the shed over here, and you can see they have just rubbed their legs with some clothes just to prevent the mosquitoes from biting them. Look at those in socks, covering their faces with handkerchiefs and all that. And I think there are quite a number of them. They are really poised to stay on until the ministry has given them the indication that they have been cleared to be posted to the other or the various health institutions in the country to start working. And they say that until that is done, they will stay on for as long as they can. So that is the situation at hand now. It's really pathetic. I mean, if you look at the
Ernest,
kind of difficulty and the pain
I'm sure
that they have to endure.
We all appreciate the pictures that we've seen on screens right now. Quite a difficult situation for the ministry. But it would end it up here, and I'm sure we'll follow up in our subsequent bulletins and get more details on that.
This is News Tonight on GHOne TV. The relationship between the Northern Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Buguri Nabu, and the Gender Minister, Afisa Otikujaba, has taken further strain. In the latest twist, the party regional chairman has accused Otikujaba and the Upper East Regional Minister, Roxanne Bukari, of having a hand in the murder of the party's late Upper East Regional Chairman, Adams Mahama. He spoke to an Accra-based radio station, XYZ.
Otiko is known. She's known to be a troubleshooter in the party. As soon as you could remember Alaji Adams Mahama, certainly dead when he was bathed with acid. The same secret meeting, they came to Tamale and hold secret meeting. From Tamale, they continued to Bolgatanga and do the same secret meeting. Follow up the killing of Adam. And you'll be surprised. Some of these people who must have made the killing of Adam, some of them have come to take position in the government.
Some of them, like who?
Like the Northern Upper East Regional Minister, he was deeply involved in the massive killing of Adam. Sandima, the
chairman.
No, Sandima, the constituency organizer, who's supposed to be Paula Fogo's younger brother, he's also been given a district executive. We are not going to sit down to allow this people who will come and destroy our government to come and spoil our government.
All right, so you heard Bugini Abu's voice there, but the regional chairman of the NPP will not be the only one to hurl accusations. Gender, Children and Social Protections Minister Otiku Afisujaba also in a telephone interview accused Bugini Abu of accepting bribes in exchange for local government positions.
He has decided that he is in charge of everything and that he is going to give the school feeding to a particular woman. I don't know how a regional chairman can do that. And then, because he has promised that he is going to give to that woman, thinks that I will come and be opener. And then, as we, nobody has appointed anybody for school feeding. Youth organizers were given the youth employment. Did you hear anybody talk? And then, NABMO was given to organizers. So, youth, what do you call it? Youth school feeding, men are also interested in it. What is wrong with it? As we speak, nobody has been employed apart from the contracts that were given by the NDC. And those contracts will end in July. And so now that the president has appointed the DCs and they are being confirmed, the law of the Procurement Act says that we should advertise it. So we are going to now advertise it. And then people who are interested in it can go for it.
Well, this will not be the first time such accusations have come against the regional chairman of the NPP. Earlier this year, similar accusations erupted, but in an earlier interview with GHOne News, he denied flatly all of them.
I've been in this party from my childhood, and I know who is a member of the party, and I can identify who is not a member of the party. I'm out to take bribe from my own constituency secretary. I'm out to take bribe from my when he were, at what place and how much. It should come out.
Because the argument is that, well, you claim that in the build-up to the election, the former president bribed you, and now you are taking bribe from others. I mean, that's the argument.
This is what I'm saying. Why should he look at the bribe they gave me, and look at which of the candidates can afford to give me bribe? Is it 500 Ghana? Is it 1,000 Ghana? Is it 1 million? Is it 2 million? Who can bribe me? Some people, they are not members. You've never seen him in MPP program or a rally. Then he come with his bag. I want DC. With Guinea fowl or goat. I want DC. I should just look at you and give the DC to you. Do you want me to go back to opposition next election? I fought hard to make sure the northern region changed.
All right, so had Bugini Abu in his response to the bribery allegations. But in just about a short while, we mentioned Adams Muhammad's death in this whole saga. We just want to refresh your memories on it with this particular graphics that would splash on your screens shortly, just so you get a fair understanding. Adams Muhammad's death, now that's the trajectory. On May 21, 2015, the Upper East Regional Chairman of the NPP, Adams Muhammad, died following an acid attack right in front of his own house. Now, most of you remember this story. He was returning from his construction site late in the night when the two unknown men stopped him and immediately poured acid on him while in his vehicle close to his own residence. It generated quite a stir there. Now, the police picked up 3 suspects in the attack and murder of Adams Muhammad. First was Gregory Afoku, younger brother of the then NPP National Chairman Paul Afoku. And then there was Asake Alongbi, and the third suspect, Musa Issa and the one who allegedly procured the acid, there was the other person who was also said to have procured the acid. Now, NPP National Chairman at the time, Paul Afoko, had to come out to deny rumors that he was behind the attacks on the parties. Now, Upper East Regional Chairman at the time of his death. However, in August 2015, that did not stop the family of the late NPP Upper East Regional Chairman, Adams Mahama, from besieging the Cocoa Affairs Court in Accra to attack the family of the NPP Chairman, Paul Afoko. So you remember the incident at the time. Even though Gregory Afoko's brother of the former NPP Chairman, Paul Afoko, has been charged with conspiracy to commit murder and murder in the death of Adams Mahama, it's been almost 2 years and the case is yet to be decided on.
All right, let's go to the phone now and talk to Justice Abdullah. He's a lawyer. Thank you for joining us, Justice. Now, you've been monitoring this developing story between the two elephants, that's the NPP. What are your initial thoughts?
Nana, I am shocked and indeed completely in a bad shape at this moment, hearing this new development from the other chairman, Bugri Nabu, who just days before the election was touted as an incorruptible gentleman who indeed was alleged to have returned a colossal amount, alleged to be a bribery object from the then executive to him. Indeed, this was an amount that no individual, the average individual in the street would never even think of returning. And so for such a person to come out as a huge anti-corruption crusader of a sort, to spill these beans about the involvement of personalities in his party, indeed, huge personalities in his party, to have been involved directly in the murder of a former chairman, it leaves much to be desired, and indeed it raises a lot of eyebrows. That's where he was throughout this period when people were being arrested, people were being investigated, and people were being sent to court for possible prosecution and possible conviction and sentence over the same matter that he appears to have a complete information as to the appropriate corporates and any other persons who probably indirectly or directly played roles to, in this whole saga. And this gentleman has been quiet for the past 2 years. No, it's unbelievable, to say the least. It's highly unbelievable.
All right. Now, what I want to find out from you is what it does to the case. In the case of Gregory Afoko, the death of Adams Mahama, and also, since we all know what the law states about bribing and receiving a bribe, because in the case of Bugri Nabu, nothing has happened when he said that indeed he was bribed. He took the bribe. He said he deposited a huge sum of money, a chunk of it, in a bank account. Nothing has happened to him. Where do we go with these two cases? As a lawyer, what can you tell us?
If Nana would remember, I've always commented on this alleged political crime, that for people like us, it is our belief that it must be completely investigated, prosecuted to the latter, for the appropriate persons to be punished, regardless of who and where it occurs and which part the person alleged to have committed such offenses belong to. And directly that leads us to the first question with regards to the corruption incident. Indeed, the only reason why somebody might not even prosecute that matter in the previous administration was because the personalities were involved were the people who called the shots. And that really makes nonsense of our law, because unfortunately the president cannot be prosecuted for as a president or as a certain president, and even after leaving office for a period of time, I think about 3 years or so, he can't even be prosecuted in any matter, particularly when it has to do with his performance as a president. And so, sadly for us, we are unable to prosecute the president if as we heard, the president was indeed directly in the bribery scandal. However, the person receiving the bribe under our law and the person paying, they are in the same suit. They all suffer the same penalty. They all are at the same level. The only difference here might be with regards to the person's report after receiving and reporting the alleged offense. He might be pardoned in a way. He might be looked at with in the light by real jury as either a prosecution witness or something of the sort. So,
Justice, I'm afraid I have to leave it there. I'm sorry I have to leave it there, but Justice Abdullahi is a lawyer talking to us about the feud between Utiko Jaba, the gender minister, and Bugri Nabu.
We're glad that you're still with us on News Tonight. It's now time for us to do some more politics and hear wild jubilations have engulfed the premises of the Wa East District Assembly in Funsi after the president's nominee for District Chief Executive was overwhelmingly endorsed. Now, for the first time, nominee Joti Moses received 100% endorsement.
The nominee, Joti Moses, who is a teacher by profession, received an overwhelming endorsement never seen before in the region. Speaking after his confirmation, DC Joti Moses told members of the House that he will collaborate with them to resolve the challenges confronting the district, which is described as a food basket of the region.
As a double member of this House, I am fully aware of the myriad of developmental challenges facing the Wa East district. Paramount among them are poor road network, inadequate potable drinking water sources, poor sanitation, inadequate and poorly managed health facilities, inadequate accommodation for workers, especially teachers in socially deprived communities, just to mention but a few.
He was sworn in by the Upper West Regional Minister Suleiman Al-Hassan, who earlier appealed to the members of the Assembly to confirm the nominee in order to ensure development of the area is moved forward.
We are going to confirm a person who will have to face the challenges that confront this assembly with all the might and zeal, and he cannot do that alone. He will need the support and cooperation of all of us.
So far, 3 assemblies.
Well, the DC has his first job cut out for him in Funsi, a village in the Wa East District. Residents there have no access to potable water because most of their boreholes have broken down. They're therefore calling authorities to come to their aid in order to avert any outbreak of the disease.
Funsi, a small village in the Wa East District of the Upper West region, has been left without potable water for the past 4 weeks. The residents now have to walk several miles in search of water from a mechanized borehole in a neighboring town. Nearly all the boreholes dug in the town have broken down, making it impossible for residents to draw water, forcing them to resort to unwholesome water sources. One of the residents, Jamila Bako, tells GHOne News, residents are unable to go about their normal duties because they spend several hours trying to get water for domestic purposes.
Some people, they always leave their work because of this water. And some people, they need to go to some villages for something. But because of this water, they always leave their work instead of this water. We are pleading the district to give to provide boreholes for the whole village every season, so that the water, so that we will not suffer because of water.
As if the challenge in finding suitable water sources is not enough, the residents are also saddled with bad roads, which make commuting a painful exercise.
It's now time for us to talk about education, and here the Ghana National Association of Teachers (NAT) and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers (CCT) have slammed government's idea of making French compulsory in schools from September this year. Well, according to the teacher unions, although it is relevant for French to be taught and learned in all schools, lack of French teachers and motivation is impossible to make them begin the whole process.
The implementation of the compulsory French teaching and learning is expected to be rolled out in September this year. The move is part of President Akufo-Addo's initiative aimed at empowering the capacity of Ghanaians to communicate effectively with other countries in the West African sub-region. However, since the news broke out, many people and stakeholders have expressed mixed reactions to it. Among the 38 colleges of education in the country, only 2 offer French for teacher trainees. The Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers, CCT, doubt the feasibility of the President's directive and the September timeline, noting that there is a huge gap in the number of French teachers in the country.
I think we cannot do it because looking at the basic school, for instance, there are a lot of JHS, that is junior high schools, that don't have French teachers. And even though, so they don't write the BEC, although it is compulsory. So most schools, when it is time to write French, they don't write it. A year, the number of French teachers that come out, I don't think they are even more than 100. You see, so there is a need for us to strengthen the base, make sure the basic school level, they have teachers from preschool to JHS. Then when they are supposed to write the BEC, all of them will write the BEC.
The General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, David Oforie Champong, is advocating for the development and increase in the number of French teachers and motivation for more students to have interest in studying the language.
As far as we are concerned as teachers, I don't know what the President has in stock for us. Except, of course, they have enough resources to go and hire French teachers from our surrounding countries to come and assist us. But even at the SHS level, making it compulsory so that it becomes examinable in 3 years is going to be pretty difficult. So we need to take our time and plan well. Yes, it's good that we should learn French, but we should do so cautiously, making sure that at least we've created awareness amongst our children that this language is relevant, generate their interest down there from the kindergarten.
French is currently being taught as a subject, together with local languages in Ghana's basic schools and junior high schools, but as an option in senior high schools. English is the official language in Ghana and a medium of instruction in schools.
All right, so it's quite interesting the situation where I'm thinking, should we go ahead and in the process maybe shape it? We might not have enough teachers, but we should bring in more gradually and it will take shape by itself, or we should just wait till we're ready to go?
I'm not sure. Well, I can't even pretend to understand what happens in the education sector.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that you, me, a lot of us never took French seriously because of the way, the approach. Yeah, I never developed an interest because my French teacher, I could never understand what he was doing. So I think that government and the teacher unions must sit down and plan this properly.
And then it could yield some results rather than force it or implement it. I won't implement it. It could spell some difficulty for it. We'll take a break at this point. When we come back, we'll have more for you.
We unite. We defy. We hope. We dream. We play. We are fire in our hearts.
Celebrate 60 years of independence with a Guinness or Sajafo. Grab a bottle and look under the ground for a chance to win one of over 1 million bottles. Taste the celebration with Guinness.
Every 60 minutes, scoliosis attacks a child in Ghana. These children will be stigmatized for life. They will die slowly and painfully as the twisting spine crushes their internal organs, all before the age of 25. What will you do to help?
The Foundation of Orthopedics and Complex Spine, FOCUS, announces its first ever fundraising event in Ghana. The event will take place at the Movenpick Ambassador Hotel on Saturday, 13th May at 6 p.m. Proceeds from the event will go into the Focus Endowment Fund to support needy children who require surgery. Interested persons can contribute towards the fundraising at 600 Ghana cedi for one or 1,000 Ghana cedi for two, or call 020-00-00-856 through Unibank account number 02-11-311-006781, the World Trade Center branch.
I hope these surgeries will be done so that I can be on my own and I will not depend on someone to be taken out of me.
Away from the noise.
Wake up to the sweet sound of worship as the servant of God ushers us into his throne of grace.
Don't stay focused on what happened yesterday. God is saying something better is coming.
For when challenges strike, the Lord is our refuge. Therefore, let's start our day by seeking him first and committing our all into his hands.
When we carry around bitterness, unforgiveness, guilty, angry at our neighbor, you may not realize it, but that's stinking up your life.
Join Joel Austin 5 to 5:30 a.m. from Monday to Friday and let the word put a bounce in your step.
I'll never be the same. Never, never, never. I'll never be the same. In Jesus' name. God bless you.
All right, so issues surrounding the bond would never rest. Talk about a $2.5 billion bond that was issued. As if Ken Oforiatta should just get some rest on it. Rest? Well, I'm sure we've started using the money already.
He was not put in there to rest. I don't think he would even be happy with you. He's not interested in resting.
Concerning this bond, I'm sure this man should be given a briefing speech, but it's not for me. Let's see who is calling for answers, and I'm sure Abner Yamiche has more on this one.
Well, you hear from more from the group that has petitioned the Securities and Exchanges Commission on the bond issue, but we have more for you in business right after this. The Ghana Youth for Change and Development has called on government to take immediate action in dealing with acts of corruption that has emerged within Venture Capital Trust Fund. According to them, the outstanding balance to be repaid by Venture Capital Trust Fund is over 32 million Ghana cedis, which represents a repayment rate of 7.19%.
Youth for Change and Development is calling on state agencies to take permissible steps in recovering money stolen from the state by unpatriotic citizens of the country. PRO of Ghana Youth for Change and Development stated that the total amount of 18,260,984 cedis was disbursed to 205 companies between 2010 and 2015.
They appointed one Mr. Daniel Duku, who acted as the CEO from 2010 to 2015. This man, in fact, spearheaded all the operations of this fund and its activities. It has come to broad daylight that this man and his accomplices, one way or the other, diverted their money into their own pockets. In fact, his driver alone, the driver who was just conveying him to and fro, had 8 companies registered in his name. And these companies, in fact, he used them in dubing money from the coffers of Venture Capital Trust Fund.
According to Collins Ejako, research has shown that Special Purpose Vehicle and Development Assistance Funds meant to support specific industries were subverted by the CEO of Venture Capital Trust Fund and his accomplices.
From here, we are seeking a civil action against the perpetrators of this action. We are embarking on a court action to the former CEO so that he coughs out every penny he has taken from the state.
He however added that most people who are put in high roles to assist the youth to get employment end up rather focusing on themselves.
We can now talk about Ghana's bond issue, and a group calling itself Dynamic Youth Movement of Ghana has petitioned the Securities and Exchange Commission to thoroughly investigate Ghana's $2.25 billion bond contracts by the Ministry of Finance. According to the convener of the group, Edward Tuto, the bond contract lacks transparency as the terms and conditions are shrouded in secrecy.
Today being the 8th of May, at exactly 11 a.m., we petitioned the Securities and Exchange Commission. And we have petitioned them because on April 3rd, 2017, the Ministry of Finance announced that it has actually issued a $2.25 billion US bond. And since that time, there has been lots of controversy. The minority in Parliament has actually leveled serious allegations of transparency against the government. In the rebuttal, the Ministry of Finance also said they've not done anything wrong and that the process was very clean. And other civil society organizations have also jumped into the fray. But we believe that the constitutionally mandated body to bring clarity to this matter is the Securities and Exchange Commission. But the securities industry law, the law states clearly that the commission has a maximum period of 2 months, that is 60 days, to work on the petition. And the same law also says that if any complainant is dissatisfied with the outcome of the report, then we can proceed to the commercial division of the High Court. And even after the High Court, we have a keen interest in this matter, and we are ready to pursue it to the latter.
So we'll follow developments there and bring you more as in when we get them. Now, the government of Ghana, in collaboration with the government of Switzerland, has launched the Remittance Grant Facility project. The project, to be executed by the Finance Ministry, is expected to run over the next 4 years. The grant is aimed at creating products which will extend remittance services to rural areas in Ghana.
Rural areas will soon experience the benefit of remittances if the Remittance Grant Facility project is fully implemented. The grant will support projects that will create remittance services backed by financial products such as deposit, savings accounts, insurance, and various forms of investment. The move, meant to expand financial inclusion, will also conduct various market research studies on remittances to inform and shape the implementation of the grant.
We are here to do business looking for project ideas to fund. And this is a challenge fund. A challenge fund means that the project or the remittances grant facility has thrown that challenge to market participants.
Deputy Minister of Finance Charles Edubuahene noted that the project is expected to address the constraint associated with remittance inflows in a sustainable manner.
Intra-African remittances still remain very expensive, with the cost of remittances between Ghana and Nigeria being 26% of the amount being transferred, according to the Send Money Africa report.
Deputy Head of Cooperation at Swiss Embassy, Daniel Lonchimene, noted that the Swiss government has no direct benefit associated with this project. However, it is pleased to partner the government in increasing financial inclusion.
There is no direct link between the particular project of remittances and Swiss interest. But of course, we have good economic cooperation, and if Ghana is developing economically, socially sound, stable, this is in the interest also of our friendship and the bilateral relations and economic relations of our countries.
And that's all we have for you in Business Tonight. My name is Abena Owusunya-Meche. But guess who is back? Dennis Mapuri joins us in the studio with some sports news. Hello, Dennis.
Hi, Abena. Thanks so much for the updates in the world of business. You make me feel like Mace back in the music world. But I'm here with sports this time around. And Deputy Sports Minister Pius Enam Hajide has been speaking on a number of issues, including the Black Starlets bonus package for the Africa Under-17 Championship. We'll also take stories from the Ghana Premier League and many more.
Sports Brief is brought to you by Castlegate Real Estate Group.
Castlegate Estate Ghana Limited has evolved with new management and administration and positioned itself to serve you better. Seize this opportunity to do business with us by reserving a plot this year and start your own construction today. Castlegate Estate also has near complete or shell houses and serviced plots at prime locations on offer for sale at Katamanso, Tema Community 22 and 25 extensions, Dodoa and Prampram at very affordable prices. Our fully serviced plots come with electricity, pipe-borne water and road network. These plots are now selling fast. Just call our new management team and book appointment for free site visits. Castlegate Estate. We make home ownership easier.
All right, so now let's explore the details on Sports Brief this evening, because Deputy Sports Minister Pius Enam Hajide has revealed to GH1 Sports that each Black Starlets player will still be paid $5,000 even if the team does not win the 2017 Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations in Gabon. This revelation negates the initial report that the Starlets will only be paid the sum of $5,000 if they win the title. According to Mr. Hajide, who was here at GH1 earlier today on the morning show, a bronze medal feat will be enough to earn the Starlets the sum of $5,000, which will be a bulk figure of $105,000 split into the split amongst the players who number up to 21.
We are confident that we have a solid team. The team and the technical management, the technical team and management of the team have the fullest assurances of the government that they have all of our support and that we are entirely behind them. We wish them well. We expect that they will do the nation proud. Of course, they will qualify for the World Cup, and we are very hopeful that
Pius Enam Hajide there, and we'll be bringing you more of stories from the Black Starlets camp as the competition wears on in Gabon. But let's move on to our next story, because the Ghana Football Association's president, Kwesi Nyantakyi, has been confirmed as the first vice president for the Confederation of African Football. The first meeting of ACMAD, that is the ACMAD administration under CAF, in Bahrain today. The CAF Executive Committee confirmed Mr. Nyantakyi as the second most powerful person in African football. Mr. Constant Omari from Congo has also been named as the second vice president of CAF, with more appointments expected to be made later on. And now to the Ghana Premier League, because Hearts of Oak moved 3 places up to the 3rd spot on the Ghana Premier League standings after securing a 2-1 victory over leaders Wafa at the Accra Sports Stadium to end the Sokakopɛ-based club's 7-match unbeaten run. That's all we've got for you for sports this evening. We'll bring you a lot more tomorrow. You make a date with us here at GH1 TV.
Sports Brief was brought to you by Castlegate Real Estate Group.
Glow Productions in partnership with GH1 Graphic Showbiz and Star FM presents Judas and Delilah. The Ninth Play by Latif Abubakar.
Two guests, one host, forming a panel of 3 lawyers. Each week, discussing relevant legal topics.
As soon as the court grants the adoption order, that child is no longer the child of the natural parent.
There isn't a single text in our law books which would come close to forcing a kid in his mature age to take care of his parents.
The gossips. Yeah. You've heard it's baseless. You move on from house to house discussing it. They can sue you for defamation.
If you go to office and you don't work, when is the end of the month? Feel shy. Don't go to the bank, please.
Some people actually sign prenups at the wedding ceremony. Actually, they sign it first and then they sign the certificate. What is this?
Law Express. Be empowered.
Hello there, and you're most welcome to television's best experience.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back.
This is beautiful.
Even while we sleep.
I really want you to come go with me on this exciting journey.
Say how they come, that far. When they say how they go, that far.
This is the beast. This is the Rolls-Royce Phantom.
When they see me out of town, when they see me for my hood,
It's fun, it's insightful, it's exclusive. This is Revealed. My name is Bolare, and this is my show.
Catch Revealed this and every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. with a repeat on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Revealed with Bolare, proudly brought to you by Bel Air Rare Lux, Legend Group, and Unibank, caring for you.
Golo, up, Golo.
No matter what it is you're going through, I have my problems, you have yours. No matter how bad things are, it doesn't warrant you wanting to kill yourself. God gave you something unique. He gave you your life. No matter what it is, you can go through it. No point trying to take your life. I stand against suicide. My name is Sammy Forson, and I choose life.
Choose Life is a GHOne TV initiative promoting the value of life.
You're welcome back to the news. And Bugri Nabo and Otiku Jaba may be having a go at each other, but it has nothing to do with the weather. It's coming up now.
Enough! Abba! Plenty medical bills. I have tried different methods and it hasn't prevented sin. My son has been in the hospital twice this year because of malaria. I haven't had a good night's sleep in years. But now no more. Since I painted with Innesfly insecticide paint. Copy.
Innesfly insecticide paint kills mosquitoes dead for up to 2 years. It is a quality paint, a healthier option, and it's totally safe for humans and pets.
Take my word for it. Paint malaria out. Use Innesfly insecticide paint now.
Innesfly for a pest-free life.
The weather is brought to you by
Innesfly for a pest-free life.
Enough! Abba! Plenty medical bills. I have tried different methods and it hasn't prevented sin. My son has been in the hospital twice this year because of malaria. I haven't had a good night's sleep in years. But now no more. Since I painted with Innesfly insecticide paint. Copy.
Innesfly insecticide paint kills mosquitoes dead for up to 2 years. It is a quality paint, a healthier option, and it's totally safe for humans and pets.
Take my word for it. Paint malaria out. Use Innesfly insecticide paint now.
Innesfly for a pest-free life.
Right, so Lerato Lesoso is all set to bring you some updates from our international world. And if you want to catch the latest updates on the Chibok girls, I'm sure she's got all the details. Good evening, Lerato.
Good evening to you, Kweku and Nana. And a very good evening to our viewers. Of course, I've missed you. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Time now to have a look at what's making headlines across the world. And tonight we start off right close to the borders of Ghana in Nigeria, where it's what's meant to be breakthrough for the country is actually not such great news for the opposition there in Nigeria, where we know that a faction with Nigeria's main opposition, People's Democratic Party, has condemned the government's decision to free suspected Boko Haram militants in exchange for the release of 82 schoolgirls abducted from the Chibok in April 2014. In a statement, the faction led by Senator Ahmed McCarthy said that while it welcomed the fact that the girls had been freed, it opposed the release of the hardened criminals. A total of 276 girls were abducted from Chibok, triggered a global outcry on a huge social media campaign to demand their return. And still today, yet more than 100 of these girls have yet to be freed. The girls' names were put on Twitter, and also earlier on today, people were checking on the newspaper to see who was on the list and decide whether or not to make it to the journey in Abuja or not. As you might have seen on your video as well on your screens, that some of the mothers of the children were there to see if any of their daughters would have made the list or not. I'm sure it was a very emotional thing. I mean, you've seen how mothers were crying. And for those whom their daughters are part of the more than 100 that are yet to be found, I'm sure that was yet another painful experience for them. But then enough of Nigeria, let's move along to Somalia, where President Farmajo has been trying very hard to curb the militants in Somalia, but it seems like it's not working out there, because today, once again, at least 6 people have been killed in an explosion in Somalia's capital, Mogadishu. Reports say blast was caused by a car bomb on a busy thoroughfare. Witnesses have also spoken of gunfire after the explosion. Militant Islamist group Al-Shabaab regularly targets the city. And in Guinea, the number of people killed in a head-on crash in Guinea, that accident that took place on Saturday, the update there is that the death toll has risen to 23. You know, people going to a wedding on a lorry carrying sand risen to 23. Many of the victims were women, and one of those who died on Sunday was a 6-month-old baby, unfortunately. 18 people died on the scene of the crash just north of Conakry on Saturday. Yeah, sad news in the continent, unfortunately, tonight, and that's all we have time for. Thank you for tuning in. Back over to you, Nana and Kweku.
Thank you very much, Lerato Lesoso. We've got E-Zone coming up now.
It was another edition of Ghana DJ Awards. 5 of VIB Network's finest DJs emerged winners at the 2017 edition of the Ghana DJ Awards, held on Saturday night at the Silver Star Tower in Accra. The 5 cemented their places as the best in the business when it comes to the various programs they handle. Ghanaian DJ Kofi Amwako, popularly known as DJ Viroski, was adjudged the overall best DJ of the year. He managed to net 3 other awards, including Best DJ for Greater Accra Region, Artist DJ, and Best Event DJ.
Feel good. The hard work has paid off. To Star FM, to Bolare, thank you for believing in me, for giving me the opportunity to be on Star 103.5 FM, and also to be on his strike time, because it's Bolare, you know. I grew up looking up to Bolare and I played for Bolare. So I thank everybody I've worked with, I thank everybody in my life, I thank everybody that supported the dream.
Other DJs that won on the night were 3-time winner DJ Spliff for Best Video Jockey, J Smoke of GHOne TV for Best Gospel DJ, Best Scratch DJ went to DJ Bass, and for the Ashanti region, Ultimate FM's DJ Castro won the Best DJ for the region.
DJ Switch.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
The Cowbell Vita-Rich formula has been stolen. Get it back at all costs. Great tasting Cowbell with Vita-Rich has the 28 vitamins and minerals you need to be at the top of your game. Delicious, nutritious Cowbell with Vita-Rich, our milk.
Me, myself, me 10,000 weekly, and a monthly, so I show mama me 25,000 into Easter way. Mimreni.
35,000 within the sample. Now where's way?
Hey, Eton Big Man, I get too much. Me to a chop cool 10,000 cedis from the Ethel Wimrenia promotion. Ethel Wimrenia.
And I also ready.
People are winning every day. Keep recharging your airtime to increase your chances of winning the grand prize of 150,000 cedis. Wimrenia. Airtel, the smartphone network.
All right, so we take the opportunity to say congratulations to DJ Varosky and all the team from EIB that picked up all those awards.
Well done to them. Thank you very much for your time. We've got State of Affairs coming up shortly. I'm Nana Banamwa.
My name is Kwekutimi. We'll be joining you tomorrow with some more, but for now, State of Affairs is next.